Hi, Joyce Irv for Paper Finesse, and I'm doing a feature video for the Mod Squad Challenge.blogspot.com website. The company I'll be featuring today is Scrappiness.com, and I'll be using specifically her private blend of sequins and also Gina Marie dyes, which are wonderful. So let's get to the card that we've got for today. This is a dye, mermaid dye that I cut from Gina Marie dye, and I'm going to color it with these distress markers. I used the red for her hair, I believe it's Barn Door, Blue Lagoon for the bodice, and for the tail I used cracked pistachio. These are the sequins I'll be using. On the left is Frozen, then it's a Flower Blossoms, both two different kinds I'll tell you later, multi-matte medium, and I'll be using the Crystal Katana pickup tool to pick up the sequins with. This tool works wonderfully. So I put a little gob of glue on my mat that I'm going to just dip my sequins into. I'm going to be covering the tail and bodice with sequins. So I'm taking out a little pile of Frozen 6mm white flower blossoms and 6mm Arctic blue flower blossom. Tongue twister there. And I found for this tail, I would have liked to have had some more 3mm sequins. That, or you could also cut the 6mm in half. I just couldn't manage that. So I went with what I had. I'm having a difficult time getting it dipped in there. So what's happening is I'm getting glue on my tip. So I'm going to switch to my Art Institute glue. Dries is clear. You'll see in just a moment here. So I just put some little dabs around the die. I'm trying not to cover up all the open spaces that are created by the die. So I just glued up about half of it. And I'm going to place a variety of the sequins in random order and insert the little 3mm where I can. The Frozen mix has the small ones in it. Frozen is my favorite. I love that mix. That's the one on the left. In the middle is the white blossoms. Those are beautiful. And then that's the Arctic blue. They're all iridescent. These are gorgeous sequins. They're really going to add a lot of pizzazz to this mermaid. Looks like I should have sped the video up a little bit here for you. I've got this in actual time. So it doesn't really take all that long to do. I didn't do anything special for the coloring. I just put on flat color. Especially seeing the bulk of it is her fin and her bodice, and I knew that was going to be all covered anyways. So there she is. I'll bring her up closer so you can have a better look here in a moment. Apparently I'm not done fiddling with it yet. I'm going to, well, actually, that is the Spectrum Noir glitter pen, which I really love. It's got tons of glitter. I end up not being able to use it because I couldn't open it. So I'll be using Wink of Stella, and I'll be putting that just on her hair. But if you haven't tried the Spectrum Noir yet, they're really nice. They've got more sparkle than the Wink of Stella does. So here I'm adding the Wink of Stella to her hair. I'm still fighting the cold. I'm actually doing my voiceovers here on the same day, so here it is close up. Here's the pieces I cut out for my layout. I used the coral and the seagrass. I cut the seagrass out of green, white, but I didn't use the white, and the coral out of red, yellow, and teal. And I will cut the pieces apart until I'm happy with how they look. And the background I used is a Brushos background from my stash, where I simply wet the paper, sprinkled on some Brusho powder, spritzed it, and then splattered some white paint. So right now I'm just looking at how I might want to lay out all my pieces. And when I get a general idea, I will glue it all on. The Happy Birthday I'm using are dies from Cat Scrappiness, from her own collection of dies that she does. They cut out beautifully. All of these dies cut out beautifully. And they're pretty intricate. Here's the card after I glued it all together. I glued it onto a white card base. I hope you enjoyed today's project. Be sure to check out catscrappiness.com and see all of the great products she's got to offer, particularly her custom mixes of sequins, her own custom dies. She's got a lot of really wonderful word dies, and also an extensive line of Gina Marie dies. Like I said before, all of these dies cut beautifully. Have a great day.